You have been learning about business objectives. We have covered profit and market share, and we are going to be looking now at quality as a business objective. By the end of this session, you should be able to define quality, discuss how quality can be measured, and discuss the importance of providing customers with good quality products. So, what is quality? Well, quality is basically doing what it says on the tin. So, its product should work as it's described, it should last for as long as stated, it should be free from defects or problems, and it should meet customer expectations. So, for example, if you bought a new iPhone, you would expect to be able to make calls, you would expect to be able to listen to your music, you would expect to be able to use apps. So if that wasn't possible, the iPhone wouldn't have met your expectations. Also, you would expect it to last for quite a long time. So if it broke in the first month, you wouldn't be impressed with the quality of that product. So examples of poor quality are not just that the product fails or it doesn't work as expected. It might be that the product is delivered late. So thinking of an example relating to you, if you wanted your iPhone before you went on holiday and it arrived the day after you'd left, you wouldn't be impressed with the quality of that service. But for some businesses, having a product delivered late means they don't meet their customer deadlines, and they could lose their reputation and future sales from their customers. I know most of us don't read them, but if there are poor instructions for use, that can also be an example of poor quality. If the customer service is hard to access, so the telephone's not answered or the website crashes, so you can't learn how to use your product, or you can't report faults that you're having with it, that's an example of poor quality. And if when you do finally get through to people, the employees seem rude or disinterested, that also is an example of poor quality. So we're not just talking about the product, we're talking about the service that businesses provide to us as well. So there are many costs to business of poor quality. First of all, lost customers. So customers who will no longer buy from you in the future. But there might also be that those customers tell their friends and their family the experiences that they've had with your business. So you might lose custom from people who've never bought from you or had any dealings with you, but have heard from their family and friends that you aren't providing a quality product or service. You might also have to pay to rework or remake the product. So if you identify problems before the product leaves the factory, you might have to do some repairs before selling it to the customer. You might have to replace or refund customers who've actually ended up with products who don't work. And on top of all that, you will have wasted materials. So poor quality is a source of competitive disadvantage. If your competitors are achieving a higher quality than you, then your business will suffer. So how can businesses monitor the quality of their products? Well, the traditional method was quality control, which is when businesses or specialist quality control departments monitor the quality of products after they have been made, so inspecting products before they leave the factory. The problem with this is that you are detecting products after they have been made. So if there is a problem in one of the early stages of production, work, effort, time and money will still have gone into that product, even though it won't pass the final quality test. So it's kind of making sure you don't send poor quality products out to the customer, but it's not making sure that you're the most efficient at identifying problems and rectifying them before you put any more effort into making that product. So for example, if there was a dent in the bodywork of the car and it wasn't identified, but the people who were making the car went on to put in the seats, put in the stereo, the windscreens, the aircon, all the rest of that, but it still had a dent, that car wouldn't be able to leave the factory. That could have been identified earlier and rectified more easily if it was identified earlier. So that's a problem with quality control. But this method should make sure that customers don't get substandard products. Quality assurance is another method, and this involves considering the quality of a product prior to making it. So in the design stages, you think about how you can make that product as robustly as possible. That makes sure that you minimise the chances that output will be substandard. So the focus of quality assurance is on the product design and development stage. A third method of managing quality is called total quality management, and this is a management philosophy. It means that everybody within an organisation is responsible for the quality of the products that are produced. So it can be the people who are working on the production line, it might be the manager, it might be the people in the showroom or the shop, it might be people who are in the office. Everybody thinks about quality, and everybody considers other people in the business as their internal customer. So everybody strives to do everything they can as well as they can. So everybody thinks about quality, and that has the knock-on effect that the quality has been considered by everybody who's got any connection with making the product before they actually sell it to the customer. So it's essentially a management attitude. Everybody's responsible for quality and seeks to do every task to a high quality, and quality is checked by workers rather than inspectors, so everybody at every stage of production has a responsibility to look at the quality of the product that they are working on and the quality of the work that they themselves are doing. The good thing about total quality management is it puts the customer at the heart of the production process. It makes sure that everybody's thinking about the customer, everybody's thinking about the quality of the work that they're doing. It can be motivational because workers feel more involved and that they're making decisions. So instead of somebody checking up what they've done at the end of the day, they're responsible for checking their own work. It can be less wasteful than throwing away defective finished products because you're identifying the problems earlier on in production. And it eliminates the cost of inspectors. There's no need for a separate quality inspection team as there is with traditional quality control. So those are the benefits of total quality management. But how else can workers be involved in managing quality? Well, a quality circle is another strategy that businesses can employ. Quality circle is a group of workers from all areas of the business who meet regularly to discuss quality issues and make recommendations for improvements. So it's mostly workers who are involved in this, and it's workers from all areas of the business, and they meet together to discuss quality issues that have been identified or brought to them by anybody within the business, and they talk about how they can resolve those issues. Then they put a proposal forward to management to try and get management to implement whatever strategy they think is necessary. So, for example, relating to school, it might be that as a student council, you identify how we could improve the quality of the service that you get at lunchtime. So we might think about how long it takes you to get served, what facilities you have and where you can go during that lunchtime, whether you agree with the lunchtime passes, which I know are a very contentious issue. But if you were to discuss those issues as a student council and put proposals forward to Mr. Leach and the senior management team, it might be that the quality of your lunchtime provision and lunchtime service might be improved. Chances are you're still not going to be allowed out though. So how do businesses measure their quality, and how can they communicate to their customers that they are a quality outfit? Well, businesses can try and achieve the ISO 9000 quality mark. They follow a set standard of instructions when making their products and testing their finished products. They record the number of defects, they record the number of customer returns, and all those, if they measure with ISO 9000 standards and are checked and certified by ISO, the International Standards Organisation, then they can use this quality mark when they're advertising their products to their customers. That means that customers can buy from them and trust that the quality of the products is good. So, what are the benefits to businesses of good quality? Well, first of all, better reputation. You quite often hear people say you get what you pay for, and if you get a reputation for good quality, customers will be prepared to pay for that. More customers will buy from you. More revenue, more profit, more customer loyalty. So quality is a key objective for businesses.